Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff.
So is there any question, that elements of our military, our government, have known for a long time that UFOs are real, they're from somewhere
Oh,
else?
sure they do. I know, certain in 1947, well, in 1947, no, I'll back up. I saw the body then. I didn't see UFOs. The UFOs came into the picture later years, 10 years later, for me. And also I worked out the omissions weren't in the UFOs. In fact, George, I've even told you, I think, that I was not interested in seeing UFOs. I was all interested in what was in those UFOs. You know, I told him I'm not interested in seeing something fly in the air, but I like to know what's inside that thing.
Oh my goodness, I would love to see what's inside of a UFO also. It just sounds so intriguing. The machinery that makes them get from one place to another in so fast of a time. Well, maybe they don't go in fast a time. Maybe there's like generational thing. Maybe they have stasis pods. I don't know. It'd be really cool to see.
We are coming together at a moment when the world faces critical challenges. Our annual risk report 2025 identifies the foremost risks, such as armed conflicts, extreme weather events, misinformation and disinformation, increasing divisions within societies, within countries, cyber espionage, and many more. Simultaneously, we stand at the brink of what we call here the intelligent age, where artificial intelligence and other groundbreaking technologies and innovations will fundamentally transform economic systems, business models, and personal lives. The transition from the industrial to the intelligent age is occurring at an exponential pace, carrying unprecedented risks for humanity as we strive to prepare and to adapt to its complexities. Yet, it also offers significant opportunities for meeting current and future challenges and spark a new renaissance, one defined by advancements in technology, health, culture, and societal welfare.
So every time I hear this guy talk, my conspiracy brain kicks in and I read between the lines a little bit, and by read between the lines, I interject my own opinion of what he's actually saying. Like he said, misinformation, which drives me absolutely crazy, but he's talking about technology, which is spreading misinformation, meaning other people having platforms with which to disperse all of this accurate information that they dub misinformation. I hate that word. Seems like he's a little bit scared of that. Yes, the technology would help them in their overall goal of turning everybody into mindless little robots, and they could track everybody, right? But at the same time, I sensed a little bit of, I interjected my own sense of a little bit of fear in there about us learning truth.
Did you know that as of today, multiple cities and towns across the United States are actively pursuing to start smart city initiatives? Let me know if your town or city comes up on this list. Number 1, Columbus, Ohio. Number 2, New York City, New York. Number 3, San Leandro, California. Number 4, Santa Cruz, California. Number 5, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Number 6, Denver, Colorado. Number 7, San Francisco, California. Number 8, Dallas, Texas. Number 9, Chicago, Illinois. Number 10, Seattle, Washington. Number 11, Charlotte, Carolina. Number 12, Fresno, California. Number 13, Louisville, Kentucky. Number 14, LaGrange, Georgia. Number 15, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Number 16, Miami-Dade County, Florida. Number 17, Washington, D.C. Number 18, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And finally, number 20, Oakland, California.
I'm pretty sure those are all major cities. I know the ones in California definitely are, and they are a little bit on a downturn, so it would be pretty easy to come in and just kind of take over and turn it into these little funny 15-minute cities.
NASA accidentally captured a UFO as they were live streaming from the ISS for all the world to see. Now, this has to be the first UFO that we've seen in outer space. This video has just come out, and I don't even think NASA noticed it when it was happening. But people that were watching the stream captured this video of a UFO. So we had to zoom in to be able to see it, but as you can see, there's this little dot that's moving across the screen. Now, people will tell you it's probably just a satellite, but just watch the way that it moves. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So this is just a few seconds later, and as you can see, the UFO is going to start moving up and then over. And I don't think a satellite would necessarily do that. Here's a sped up version so that you can see its path and how it moves, because it's definitely not natural movement. And here's a zoomed in shot of what we're looking at. This is what we were just seeing move across the screen. Brother, that is not a satellite. So could this possibly be our first actual, for real UFO sighting? Let me know in the comments what you guys think.
Probably. I mean, if you believe that that was actual footage from the International Space Station, if you actually believe that there is an International Space Station, which I do. So yeah, it's probably a spaceship. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by today. If you could really quick, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, won't you consider subscribing? And then come on back, because I'm making a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
When I say genetic control, that's the belief that genes control our characters. When I say epigenetic control, almost sounds the same, but epi means above. So when I say epigenetic control, literally it's control above the genes. And this is what we now recognize, that the environment, and very specifically our perception of the environment, changes our genetic activity. So that means, well, wait, that's not a victim, because I can change my environment, I can change my perception, and all of a sudden, if I can do that, then I can control my genes. Well, we're going from victim to mastery, from genetics to epigenetics.
When I watched that, it made me feel like evolution a little bit, because you evolve to your surroundings, you adapt to your surroundings, and your future generations will adapt to those surroundings as well. It may take a long time, but I think he's talking more like now, like you can control your genetics based on your environment or what you perceive your environment to be. I don't think personally that that is possible, but I do think that in migrating from one place to another, like people or animals, you do begin to have a generational adaptation to that environment. But if you could just be like, I want to be 6 feet tall, and then you do, I mean, that'd be fantastic.
Just in case you missed it, Kanye West has been completely crashing out again, and it seemed to culminate with the fact that he offers now a single article of clothing on his website, which is just a plain white t-shirt for $20 that has a big black schmostica on the front of it. And at $20, it's the cheapest article of clothing he's ever sold. So it seems like he really wants people to buy it. Aside from that, he's been manic posting on Twitter to the point that his own wife got on and basically tweeted like a prayer for him, which is funny to me because I'm fairly certain God left Twitter a long time ago. But out of all of his craziness, there's one thing that I don't think has gotten nearly enough attention. He made a post that seemed to be directed at George Farmer, which is Candace Owens' husband, or as I like to call him, Little Spoon. In it, he said, George Farmer, I did not F your wife, rest easy. So he's saying, don't worry, I didn't bang out Candace Owens. Jared Kushner, on the other hand, Kanye West just said he slept with Jared Kushner's wife. His wife being Donald Trump's daughter. Kanye West just went on and said, hey, didn't sleep with Candace Owens, so you don't have to worry about it. But hey, Jared Kushner, I slept with Ivanka. If you try and go and look at his account now, it's not there because he got censored by Elon Musk, which is funny. You'd think, okay, trying to sell a swastika shirt, he's saying stuff like this. That's why he got censored. No, he was censored for sharing too much. Apparently he's posting a ton of pornography. He was showing up in other people's feeds that didn't want to see it. And Elon restricted his account. Then I guess Kanye said, thanks for letting me rant. And it looks like he deleted his account. But worth noting, him selling this shirt and promoting it and so forth isn't what got him shut down on Twitter.
Dude, Kanye has gone off the frickin' rails. It has been a slow motion train wreck over the last few years. And the last stunt with his wife, it was at the Grammys or something, they weren't even invited, and she shows up in this sheer nothing and was like booty naked in front of everybody. And then they left. What's going on? And then he turns all, yeah, okay. It's weird. It's like something is making him crazy, because I feel like he found something out, and then they're like, we're gonna make you crazy, so nobody listens to you. Of course, the guy may also just be crazy, but at the same time, the way it's so in your face and publicly broadcast, it's interesting. Check this out real quick.
That's when he told me that she was told that. You know, there's so many things that are put in Kim's head. You know, they bring influencers, like, no one ever knew where Corey Gamble came from. No one in the fashion world knows where Gabby came from. These people were practically made in a laboratory, in my opinion. And one of the things that they're really good at doing is being nice and being likable.
It's like he knew something. The influencers inside of Hollywood to make these stars behave in a certain manner and act a certain way and surround you with all this positive, oh yes, yes men, right? It's like he was trying to expose them, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna make him crazy. They're gonna pull a Nikola Tesla on that guy. And it's working. And like I said, unless of course he is actually, you know, lost up there, then that sucks.
Entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things, especially on the low duration, the low intensity, long duration hits.
Are either of you aware of any individuals who have AHI symptoms have passed away from their ailments?
I do. I do.
Have any of you three panelists ever seen one of these weapons?
I have seen a 1991 version of the weapon, and it looks like a satellite dish with a unit this size attached to it. And of course, over the years, miniaturization has been possible. Obviously, there's a limitation to how miniaturized it can be because of the antenna size, which is always related to the wave. But still, it is something that can be well contained in the trunk of a car or even a large backpack.
I'm just saying, maybe there was some outside influence to get Kanye to post those radical things on X and get himself deplatformed because he's saying things that the public doesn't need to hear. I mean, it is possible.
Dude, this US aid thing is so much worse than people realize. Do y'all remember when people were angry at Elon Musk for buying Twitter for $40 billion? Because he could have solved world hunger with that money. Okay? Keep that same energy, okay? We were supposed to have sent like somewhere around $200 billion to Ukraine. Remember? Remember all those little packages? Well, even Zelensky says that only about half of it even got there. So there's $100 billion that's just floating around somewhere. That could have solved world hunger. But your government was so inefficient and so corrupt, and you don't even care about it? In fact, you're more mad that we stopped U.S. aid for a minute and paused it so we can figure out what the flip all of our money's going to, bro? This is not a normal response. Your reaction is being manipulated by the media. It has to be, because you would be mad under any other circumstances. Imagine your dad left you a business that used to make you $100 a month, and now that business is losing you like $10,000 a month. You would go in and go, what's going on? And it's like, pretend it's a mattress company. And you look at the expenditures and you're like, well, these aren't springs and cotton and mattress sheets and things like that. No, we're buying cement in Dubai for 10 times the price that anybody else ever paid. What's going on? And then one of the managers comes up to you and goes, hey, you're not supposed to have access to this warehouse. What are you even doing in here? You would be like, I am getting scammed so hard. Pause everything. Everybody's going to jail, bro. Meanwhile, Maui, North Carolina, and California are all burning down, and we never seem to have enough money for that. Hell, Flint, Michigan's water costs like $1.5 billion, and it would be fixed, bro. We give Ethiopia more than that every year. Then you start looking at all the politicians that have been connected to this thing, and you wonder, why are these guys yelling so much? And you look into how they're receiving their revenue. Oh, it goes out in USAID, it does a little cool loop-de-loop dance, and then comes back to their families. Oh, well, Ross, if it was this bad, the news would have told us about it. Nope, because the other thing USAID is funding is all of the freaking media, bro. They are deciding what you guys think, which is why all of them have made you all think that we're the bad guys this whole time. They knew that if we won, we would see this and cut off their funding.
I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I love when people expose the deep state, and that's basically what all this freaking USAID crap. It's not even USAID, it's USAID, which is everywhere else but here, because it's international crap. But he's totally right. It goes out and does a fun loop-de-loop and come back. That other $100 billion that Zelensky never got went to weapons manufacturers here in the United States that got their hands in the pockets of all the politicians so that they can get their little share. The money goes to those big companies and then gets dispersed out amongst whoever else decided that they're going to send the money there.
As 5G technology rolls out globally, it has ignited fears and conspiracy theories that go beyond its promise of faster internet. One of the most eyebrow-raising claims is that 5G can be used for mind control. Proponents of this theory argue that the technology's electromagnetic fields could manipulate human thoughts and behavior. They point to the increasing number of 5G towers being erected and suggest that these waves can interfere with brain function, leading to mental health issues and altered states of consciousness. Critics of the theory often dismiss it as unfounded paranoia. However, the rise of digital surveillance and the pervasive nature of technology in our lives lend some credence to these concerns. People fear a loss of free will, with technology potentially being harnessed to influence decisions without consent. Furthermore, historical examples, such as the use of radio frequencies in psychological experiments, fuel speculation about what 5G could achieve. While scientists generally agree that the health risks of 5G are minimal, the psychological impact of rapid technological change can provoke anxiety. This fear reflects a broader concern about privacy, autonomy, and the potential misuse of technology in an increasingly interconnected world.
I never even gave those 5G towers a second thought until I started this channel, and I came across the active denial system, and I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. And then Lockwood Thexton, if you're still here, thank you for setting me right. Gave me a little bit of what for, and now I'm like, oh, that's a big deal. Apparently, they do have like some frequency issues, and people can feel that because we're all frequencies, right? Everything is vibrating, and if you have something that is interrupting your personal harmonics, it's gonna make you a little wacky. And that's what's going on. I've noticed more and more of them lately, and the way they try to hide them like trees. I'm gonna take some pictures of the ones around that I see regularly. They're ridiculous.
The Galactic Federation has confirmed they have finalized preparations to begin revealing themselves. Start looking up. March 2025, we will begin seeing them with more detail. And news outlets will begin to report of the crafts in our skies.
It is the Galactic Federation. I thought I had said it wrong, last week sometime, and then corrected myself to say Galactic Alliance. But hey, yeah, Galactic Federation. We're gonna start seeing more stuff. Let's have it. I just had an idea. Little light bulb going off in my conspiracy brain. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Cest guy that was supposedly on that Black Hawk with the egg that went back to the Galactic Federation because he got in an accident and he wasn't supposed to, and he did, because we're supposed to start doing something with them. Yeah. Something like that.
Did you know about a secret organization called Majestic 12? Often referred to as MJ-12, believed by some conspiracy theorists to have been formed in 1947 by an executive order from U.S. President Harry Truman. Allegedly composed of scientists, military officials, and government leaders, MJ-12's purpose is thought to be the management of extraterrestrial-related matters, including the cover-up of UFO crashes like Roswell. Proponents claim leaked documents as evidence of MJ-12's existence, detailing its involvement in secretive research and control over classified information related to UFOs and aliens. Today, still some believe the media is being manipulated by this group when they talk about UFOs and alien existence.
So I I think this Majestic 12 clan was responsible for releasing little tidbits of information. So that way it desensitizes the population, so when they come out like they did last year going, hey, we got aliens, we're like, yeah, we know, hello, we've been saying it for how long now, and you think you're just releasing some valuable information? Because it's already been leaked to us a little bit at a time.
The fact that we're not talking about this book right here is absolutely crazy. In 1893, Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a book called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Adventure. And this is the main character. Looks pretty similar, right? It's about a kid who discovers time travel and wormholes and goes back and discovers some insane things. But where it gets even weirder, the kid's mentor in the story, his name is Don. The story begins in Russia because there's some massive things going on there and they end up in America. But it gets even weirder, so keep listening. So Baron in the story grows up in Trump Castle. Sounds familiar? And he's a super rich aristocrat that can basically do whatever he wants. The rabbit hole keeps going. Just 3 years later, Ingersoll Lockwood wrote another book called The Last President. After he's elected, a huge protest breaks out in front of their castle on Fifth Ave. And one of the main characters in the story's last name is Pence. Did you know that Donald Trump's uncle is the one who read Nikola Tesla's files when he died? He's the one who told the world there was nothing about time travel in them, even though we know Nikola Tesla was working on time travel. And then Nikola Tesla's files just magically go missing? This is just too much of a coincidence.
I don't think my husband has ever heard of this book. I know I've never really discussed it with him, but when we were watching the inauguration, we saw Barron, and my husband's like, that dude's gonna become a politician. If there's ever going to be a dictator in America, it's gonna be that kid. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it is some crazy prophecy.
Item number SCP-682. Object Class Keter. SCP-682 must be destroyed as soon as possible, but it's virtually indestructible. Nothing in the SCP arsenal can eliminate it, only inflict massive physical damage. The containment chamber, measuring 5 by 5 by 5 meters, is equipped with 25 centimeters of acid-resistant steel lining. Hydrochloric acid fills the chamber to incapacitate SCP-682.
I just wanted to pop in on the SCP Foundation again. I absolutely love those stories. They are definitely nightmare fuel, but they're freaking cool.
So, did you know China banned time travel? What do you mean? Listen. How is time traveling? No, that's crazy. Exactly. So listen. So if China, right, banned time travel, made it illegal for time travel, what does that mean?
That shit is true, fam.
That means time travel is possible.
No way.
Now here's my theory.
Yeah.
What if time travel isn't something that you make with a machine, but it's something you access with your spiritual side? That's why everybody can do it, but not everybody can unlock it. Because what if a time travel machine doesn't exist? What if it's onto a different realm that we can understand in a different way?
Okay, it's like,
because how would time and space translate to a machine? Feel me?
Yeah.
It wouldn't. But time and space does kind of manifest in yourself. Look, in a sense, when you dream of something that happened in the past, is that not necessarily like time travel?
Not necessarily.
But you still remember things from it. So you kind of put yourself in that time travel position.
Yeah.
But if to live it exactly how it is that time travel.
Oh, that's just like jumping the dimensions.
Jumping dimension, yeah.
These guys always have great stuff, but they're off just a tiny bit because China didn't ban time travel. They banned time travel films and television shows because it's disrespectful to their history, which I think is misleading. They didn't actually ban time travel, but it does make you think a little bit about dreaming. Are you actually time traveling when you dream, or like going to different dimensions and stuff like that? I don't know. It's a little mind-boggling to think about the possibilities of what's going on when you're dreaming, but it's not time travel ban, so that's wrong, but still, great stuff.
This man built a time machine, and it actually worked. During the late 1800s in Toontown, Delaware, an inventor named Kirk Lazarus began the construction of a secret contraption inside his home basement. For years, he studied as a physicist at university and became very interested in time travel and believed it was possible. And in the year 1873, he completed the project and decided to test it out on his friend named Justin Time. At the time, Justin just wanted to help his friend out and didn't realize what was to come. Once Kirk activated the machine, the whole room lit up, and when he came back to his senses, Justin was gone. Years would go by and Kirk kept the incident a secret until the year 1885, when he read a newspaper article about a research team finding the frozen remains of a man in Antarctica. But the odd thing to the researchers was that the body was carbon dated to be over 10,000 years old, but the frozen man was wearing 1800s-style clothing. Kirk realized that was more than Eichley Justin, so he would come forward and tell the public that his time machine worked. Unfortunately for Kirk, the authorities would end up raiding his house, but before they could reach him, he used the time machine on himself and disappeared. Kirk was never seen again, but many people believed he traveled back 5,000 years to the pyramids because there are several hieroglyphs that resemble Kirk's appearance.
I'm like 99% certain that that story is completely fictitious, because Kirk Lazarus is the name of Robert Downey Jr.'s character on Tropic Thunder. And there was a Lazarus episode of Star Trek where the dude had like a time capsule and he was traveling back and forth in time, and that's when they like first explored alternate dimensions. But pretty sure that that's all fake. I know obviously that the images are AI because dude looked just like Brad Pitt, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like 99.99% certain that it is all a bunch of BS. I need a BS flag. I'm gonna make a BS flag.
What if we could use CRISPR to enhance human abilities? The CRISPR-Cas9 system allows precise editing of DNA, opening doors to unimaginable possibilities. Imagine boosting intelligence, physical strength, or even emotional resilience. Enhanced humans could tackle global challenges like climate change and disease with unprecedented efficiency. However, ethical concerns arise. Who decides what enhancements are appropriate? Could this create a divide between enhanced and non-enhanced individuals? The ramifications on society, culture, and personal identity would be profound. As we stand at the cusp of this genetic revolution, we must navigate the balance between innovation and morality carefully.
Okay, that is super interesting because I never thought about this CRISPR technology from a societal standpoint. I always thought, okay, great, rich people are gonna go making designer babies now, but that is a very valid point. Are we going to separate like people into the designer babies and the normies that are born traditionally without any alterations? Is that gonna become a thing? Will there be a rift between our people because of that particular technology? That's interesting. And without further ado, let's continue on our story.
Something machine-like, where you'd blow a hole in it, the metal would be really sharp, shards and hanging around the blast area. It'd be really sharp. I saw a picture once and it looked just like this. When they fire a harpoon into a well, it has a grenade charge and it detonates. God, what that must feel like to that well. But they blow a big hole in the well and you see a big hole and you see the blubber, right?
Right.
That's what this blast radius looked like. It looked like blubber, not shards of metal. And actually, that's starting to disturb me because that looks like meat. And I thought, man, what? And yeah, kept asking myself. It's like, no, it's a machine. No, it's organic. No, it's a machine. It's like you go back and forth as you see things. So I lean over the side and look down the hole and ask Rudolph, can I take a look inside the hole?
Are there any lights or controls or visible?
No, it's dark in there.
Okay.
Which I don't know why I even wanted to go down in there. It's kind of nuts to think about it. Why you want to crawl in a dark hole?
No kidding. Especially, this is already like a scene from a horror movie, right? Like
Well, I
this thing's
figured at this point it doesn't matter. I'm gone anyhow. So I asked Rudolph, can I go inside this hole? Boy, the Air Force people went from no to definitely not to Rudolph said, quiet, yeah, go ahead. And so I stepped down, and I'm expecting it to be mushy, give way, but it doesn't.
Did it smell like anything?
There's another good question. There was an overall scent to the thing. I know this is going to really sound strange. It smelled like baked goods.
Really?
Now, you expect some kind of chemical, metallic odors and stuff, right? No, this thing smells like cookies. I have no idea what that is.
Weird.
So I step on the all the torn flesh, blubber, metal, whatever. And when you step on it, it doesn't give at all. You can feel that it's like almost like a rubber, real hardcore rubber, like a rubber on a tricycle tire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I thought, man, what is this? What is this thing made of? So I stepped down, I squat down, and just slip. And just as soon as I get to the event horizon of the area, a light comes on inside. It's like a blue light.
Really?
Very light baby blue. And you can see things down in there. And I'm looking at this going, oh, man, whatever interacts with this thing, it's got to be a bipedal anthropoid, because the floor has a platform that drops off. There's a chair, like chairs we're sitting in, and you see our feet are here. Mm-hmm. So that means we have legs and knees bent. So whoever is fooling with this thing is built like me and you.
Same size body, bigger, smaller?
About the same size.
Okay.
A little bit bigger so it can accommodate you with, some comfort. So I slide on down in there, and this is where it's really interesting. Apparently, this is a power plant that would be inside a spacecraft, or what it's got to be. Blast came through the hull of the craft, came into the side of the engine, blew its way into this area, and what I think this area is a diagnostic center. It's where maintenance people or crew members would sit down in this chair. There's no chair there because you can see some outlines, remnants of a chair, but the blast came through, come through the wall, through the chair, taking it out, into this wall.
About how big is this room that you're in right now?
About the area between me and you.
Oh, so it's pretty small.
Like a cockpit.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I totally wanted him to keep going because this is getting really interesting. So he's inside of this organic machine thing. But if there was a chair there was a pilot for this organic machine thing, it's getting wild. I can't wait to hear the next part. But I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Please come on back in a couple of days. We're gonna watch some new stuff. I'll say different things, and it's gonna be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day. So it would be pretty easy for them to come in and turn everything into these little 15-minute prison cities, since they're already, words. God damn it. I never even gave those 5G channels